Every week, you probably spend hours just trying to keep your head above water. You're answering endless emails, writing code, chasing down project updates, and sitting in cross-functional syncs that somehow just lead to more syncs. Then, AI tools arrive. Suddenly, you have a tireless assistant that can draft a dozen strategy memos or write hundreds of lines of code in seconds, spitting out output faster than you can read it. But there's a catch. These models are incredibly fast, but they don't actually know your business. They don't know your specific constraints, your coding standards, or your brand voice. So a lot of that instant output ends up being structurally useless, full of subtle errors that look fine on a quick glance, but fail in the real world. When an AI gives you a bad result, it's usually not because the model isn't smart enough. It's because we ask it to solve highly complex, multi-step problems in a single prompt, with zero colleagues, zero notes, and no organizational scaffolding to guide its work. Because AI can now generate endless text and code for pennies, volume is no longer a valuable metric. The only truly scarce resource left in the workplace is correctness. It's human taste. For decades, the standard corporate response to a big project was throwing more people at it. But adding bodies actually slows execution down. Every new person requires more alignment, more approvals, and more meetings just to make sure everyone is on the same page. This diagram shows the strict mathematical limit of team scaling. In a group of 5 people, there are exactly 10 communication pathways to manage. If you expand that team to 20 people, the number of connections jumps to 190. Keeping that many people aligned becomes a full-time job in itself. In 1992, researcher Robin Dunbar demonstrated that the clinate neocortex, the part of our brain responsible for social processing, has strict biological limits. For deep, high-context, fast-moving coordination, the human brain tops out at about 5 people. When you equip 5 highly skilled professionals with AI agents, their individual output multiplies. A single 5-person group suddenly holds the productive capacity of a traditional 50-person department without the crushing overhead of trying to keep 50 humans in sync. To actually capture the value of AI, we need to stop building massive, slow-moving departments. The optimal unit for modern execution is the strike team, 5 generalists who share deep context, use AI to extend their reach, and verify each other. Equipping a strike team with AI tools is only the first step. To succeed, members must develop the confidence to look at AI output that appears perfectly fine on the surface and say, no. Today's AI models will easily get you to 80% accuracy. The code compiles, the memo uses the right corporate jargon, but catching the subtle logic errors in that last 20% requires someone with years of actual experience. Clicking the regenerate button is a wasted opportunity. To actually improve the system, you must explicitly name the failure, whether the model ignored a budget constraint or broke your internal business logic. Every time you do this, you create a valuable piece of knowledge. Instead of letting that correction evaporate in a chat, you save it into a constraint library. This is a collection of permanent, specific rules that guide your AI agents in the future. When you write down why an output is wrong, you encode your professional taste, turning personal judgment into a durable, scalable asset. These constraints act as permanent guardrails. Your AI checks the library first, ensuring it never makes that exact contextual mistake again. Most people don't operate this way. They get a bad draft from an AI, they sigh, they rewrite it themselves, and they drop the lesson on the floor. Tomorrow, they'll have the exact same frustrating argument with the machine. Accumulating your specific corrections builds a permanent bar for quality inside your organization. That encoded taste becomes a structural advantage that your competitors cannot match, no matter how many API subscriptions they buy. Imagine that 5-person strike team again. They aren't spending their days manually typing out code or endless reports. They are armed with a robust constraint library, confidently commanding an entire fleet of AI agents. A lot of executives look at this efficiency and think about cutting headcount. If your team is suddenly 10 times more productive, the answer isn't to shrink the company. The answer is to multiply your ambition and go after missions that were totally out of reach yesterday. You can unleash dozens of these lean strike teams across different markets, launching new products and solving massive engineering problems in parallel, all coordinated by the specific taste and expertise of your very best people. For you, this redefines your career path. You are no longer valued for how fast you can type or how many hours you can grind out repetitive tasks. You become a director of outcomes, spending your time evaluating, refining, and guiding the work. Your worth in this economy is tied directly to your judgment. It's your ability to look at a complex system, do a rigorous sniff check, and know immediately if it meets the standard. When you stop trying to compete with machines on volume and start encoding your expertise to lead them, you secure your place in the future of work. You stop being a laborer in the arena, and you become the commander.